J. Wellington Romafella here for the first Aristogamer video review. Welcome. As you well know by now, our first video review covers the highly anticipated Portal 2, with the Colonel on Safari, hoping for a safe return, oh boy. I implore you to join me on a magical journey back into the world of aperture science. Now, Valve was positive gamers would be outraged at the absence of well-loved characters like Chell and Gladys, but in order to differentiate the sequel from the original, new faces had to be introduced.
Wheatley, played by the talented Stephen Merchant, acts as your robot cohort, gallivanting with you through the ruins of aperture science. Cave Johnson, voiced by J.K. Simmons, was such a well-written, lovable character, he almost stole the show. I'm positive now that if a game came out for the Kinect in which Cave Johnson simply spoke and your job was to smile and nod, it would be a bestseller.
I'm going to get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down!
Valve tried their damnedest to involve gamers as much as possible with the release of Portal 2 vis-a-vis an alternate reality game. By use of encrypted messages, hidden clues in Steam games, and real-life clues, Valve lured myself, among other intrepid gamers, into prowling IRC channels and theorizing on the hidden meaning of potatoes.
The gameplay in Portal 2 is identical to that of Portal 1. Blue and orange portals connect two previously unconnected areas of the game. However, this time, in addition to portals, Valve introduced three special gels, one for drastically increasing speed, another for high jumps, and a third for making a surface portalable. These gels, along with laser redirection cubes, enhance the gameplay while still managing to allow Portal 2 to feel like the original.
The PS3 version comes with Steamworks, a form of Steam that allows PS3 users to communicate with their Steam friends and port over many of their achievements. Despite many magazines' fanfare about it, Steamworks lacks cross-platform cloud saves. The absence of this much-yearned-for feature means gamers can finish the single-player game on their PS3 only to find their PC game lacking the fruits of their labor.
A small but notable feature of this game I'd also like to mention is the developer commentary. It's always interesting to hear the thoughts of developers on their games. Valve gives us a peek inside their minds by including commentary nodes that the player can activate or deactivate. Unfortunately, the player cannot save their progress in this mode, but I suppose that gives incentive for completing the game a second time to find more secrets.
If I must be harsh, the game might have been a bit too easy for me and many others. I completed my adventure merely 8 hours after beginning it. Though I'm sure downloadable content will add challenging maps later, I would have liked to play Portal 2 just a little longer. Though perhaps that's what Valve wanted all along. Valve most assuredly listened to their fans for the sequel because not only is co-op available in the game, it's just as long as the single player. I would be remiss if I were to review only half the game, so let's get on with it, shall we?
With double the amount of portals, many new challenges can be introduced to a player that unveil an entirely new way of thinking. As you'd expect of Portal, the gels and new puzzle-solving elements create a challenging experience that's great fun to solve with a partner.
Peabody and Atlas don't have any backstory to speak of. However, their emotive faces, actions, and body language lend more to their character than words ever could. By leaving their stories blank but filling their cold, robotic hearts with the warmth of a person, Valve endears two completely interchangeable, disposable characters to the point where the player not only wants to complete the puzzle, but doesn't want to harm their partner in the process. Well, for the most part.
In Portal 2 co-op, your success depends entirely on the person you're partnered with. This experience is hindered by a lack of voice communication. If one or more of the players has no headset, gameplay becomes terribly frustrating. Another drawback of co-op gameplay is never knowing when you get a compatriot with a mean streak. Luckily, revenge is a dish best served through a quantum space hole.
Time for the final verdict, chaps. What say me? Buy this game immediately. If physics breaking, lemon grenade packing, potato-powered science doesn't deserve a buy, I don't know what does. This is Jay Wellington Romefeller bidding you a good evening of good gaming.
The device has been modified. The device